signs for your ride. SignBros is the place where we make your signs.
Hello.
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 There you go. Welcome to the show. We are the SignBros. We're all up in your business. This morning we have a special guest, the amazing Adrian.
Good morning.
Master magician.
Honored
El
to be
Paso,
here.
Texas.
Thank you. Honored to be here with you guys this morning. Thank you.
Thanks for
Honored.
joining
Thank
us,
you
man.
for inviting me.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not too early for you?
Oh no, I'm an early bird.
Are you really?
I get up about 5:30 in the morning, do my workouts.
Oh, nice. Good for you. Right on. Cool.
Nice. Staying fit.
You have to.
Yeah, man. Wait, how long have you been doing this? You've been doing this birthday parties, private parties,
As
magic shows.
Yeah, as a hobby, I started when I was 7th grade, 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've
Well,
always been a magic man.
I go back a little bit. When I was in elementary, Thomas Manor. Shout out to my homeboys from del barrio.
Yeah, right on.
In our library, like most libraries have, their libraries, their books, and they had a few books of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Very limited. I think there were like 3. One of them was really bad, but 2 were kind of good. And so that kind of sparked my interest in magic. Those were the books that I liked. And I picked up a few tricks from those books.
You started off with the cards?
No, actually, there were little things that you could do at home with rubber bands and straws,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Little kids.
spoons, little things you had at home. Yeah, not necessarily cards. Although there were a few card tricks, but I don't think I had cards at that time. So I went with tricks that I had at home. You know, like I said, with coins, handkerchiefs, strings, things like that.
So you stumbled across the books? It wasn't like a TV show or somebody you saw that made you just go,
No,
whoa.
yeah, right, exactly.
Huh, that's usually how it
Every
happens.
week we'd go to the library, or every 2 weeks we'd go to the library to check out books. And one time I stumbled across those books, and I checked them out, and I said, "Oh, this is cool."
Grabbed your interest.
Yeah, that grabbed my interest.
Since in elementary,
Yeah,
huh?
since
Wow.
elementary.
And when did you start doing it as a business?
As a business, it started really slow. You know, it was a hobby. It was like a hobby. As a matter of fact, here in El Paso, the first store that carried anything with magic was back in 74, 75 when they opened up Cielo Vista Mall.
What was that?
And they had a Spencer's,
Spencer's.
right? That was one of the first stores in the mall, Spencer's.
Spencer's.
And they had all these, gags, all these wigs and stuff. It was a very interesting store,
Yeah,
right? We'd never
yeah.
seen anything like it. And they had a little section, those little turnabouts where they keep the stuff, the little pranks and tricks. I don't know if you guys ever went,
Oh, yeah.
know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Spencer's is always one of the favorite stores to go to.
Right. It was like the hip cool
Still
store,
is.
right?
Yeah, it still is, I think.
And they had all these gigs like the buzzard where you shake hands, and then the gum that snaps at you when you take out the gum, and then the fake spiders, and the little bug that comes in those little fake ice cubes.
Yeah.
You know those? Okay. Well, they had a couple of tricks. It was really limited. They had like a few tricks, like 2 or 3 tricks, and I would save my allowance to buy those tricks.
Ándale.
And then I would try them on my friends there in the neighborhood or at school. And I noticed the reactions, and the attention that I got. And I've always been an attention seeker. And so that's where I first picked up a few tricks, right? Well, when we were like in 7th or 8th grade, my parents took us to Disneyland. We were so excited, right? The rides, and it was like a dream come true for us. And I don't know if you guys know that they have a magic shop in Disneyland. I don't know if you've seen it. As you enter Disneyland and you cross Main Street, one of the first stores to the right is a little magic shop. Okay.
You stayed there the whole time?
Oh my God! I did not care about the rides, and my stories are on my website, AmazingAdrian.com, by the way.
Sure.
And it's right there on my biography. And so once I saw that store, I had never seen anybody do magic live in person. I'd seen it on TV. So there you have the guys that are selling the tricks, and they're demonstrating the tricks, right? And I'd never seen that. And then this place was about the size. The shop is small. It's about the size of this place right here. This part
This
of the
section.
building. This section, not the whole thing. This section right here, the studio part. And then they were demonstrating these tricks and then all these tricks. And I was like I was in Disneyland inside Disneyland. I was like a little boy in a candy store inside Disneyland, right? And that's what I wanted to do, and I wanted to stay there. And we had some spending money, and that's where I spent my money. I didn't buy souvenirs or anything.
Wow.
I bought like 3 or 4 tricks. I was so happy.
Like a kid at Disneyland.
Wow. So did you impress your friends and all that stuff? Did you ever use magic to like make a little buck here and there on your friends at school?
No. It was just for attention,
Okay.
just for fun, just to.
Pick up the chicks.
Well, that started in college.
That's
That was in college. Because after that, once I entered high school, then I got into sports, specifically tennis.
Oh.
I was kind of thin. I was kind of my sport growing up was soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, they didn't have soccer in schools. That didn't happen until after I graduated high school, Riverside High School. I
right.
graduated in '82. So my parents had always played tennis, and they would take us to play tennis at Ascarate, the courts right there. And that was pretty cool. So I said, okay, well, the only sport that I'm familiar with that I could participate in was tennis. So I joined the team and kind of put magic on the back burner. Focused on tennis. That was my life. I went to college. I was at UTEP. Got my bachelor's degree in education and became a teacher.
Oh, nice.
So during the teaching process, when I was a school teacher, one of my incentives for discipline, all the teachers have to have a discipline plan. What are your consequences? What are your rewards?
Sure.
And you put it up in your classroom. And so one of the rewards that I could give to the kids that turned out to be a very powerful incentive was for if the kids if they earned so many points during the week, Monday through Thursday, on Friday, I would do a trick for them.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like a little marble system. Every day that the whole class behaved good, I would put a little marble, and so it was like a point system.
I look
Gotcha.
forward to seeing
Yeah, all the kids, and you know what? It worked. It would put all the kids in check. If one kid started messing up,
The other ones.
the other,
Straight 'em up.
hey, get in your seat, sit down. He's not gonna, Mr. Ortez not gonna do a trick for us. Oh, okay. And so I didn't even have to tell the kids themselves to put themselves in check.
Sure.
So it was a wonderful, and so I started doing tricks for them on Fridays. Well, the kids the kids were so well behaved that every week I had to come up with something new. I said, oh, this is gonna backfire.
What are you gonna do now?
Wow.
But I noticed that it was a powerful reinforcer for behavior, right? So we're talking elementary.
I was gonna ask
This
you,
is
yeah.
elementary,
Yeah.
Alta Vista Elementary, and so then I said, well, at that time they opened up a magic shop over here on Yarborough and Vista del Sol. It was a little magic shop, and I said, perfect. So that was my source for buying tricks.
Yeah.
Little did I know that back then the internet was barely coming up. We're talking about
late 90s.
93, 94, 95. The internet was barely gaining momentum.
Dial up.
Yes, right. I didn't even have internet.
Dial up days.
So I started looking up magic shops online, and the products were a lot cheaper.
Wow.
Here the brick and mortar places, they have to charge overhead because of the rent and employees or whatever, right? So a trick that cost there $20, I could get it online for like $4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Got it.
So that's where I started getting my tricks from. That's where I started, and I got better and better. And my timing and everything,
Wow.
my presentation, because it's really, a lot of people say, what makes a good magician? Well, believe it or not, it's not your tricks. It's not your tricks. You and I can do the same trick, but it's the presentation.
Sure.
And I always make the analogy of a casino. A slot machine is a slot machine. But what separates Vegas from Caesar's Palace? The presentation. It's the same concept. It's a slot machine there, a slot machine there. What makes Caesar's Palace so much wow, right? presentation. You cannot compare the presentation of Speaking Rock. With all due respect, I love that place.
Of course.
I love that place, and I love going there.
But it's no Caesar's Palace.
But it's not a Caesar's Palace. So that's the difference. The same thing. That's an analogy I make with magicians. That's what separates the men from the boys.
Sure.
Ándale.
The presentation.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have the personality for it. I mean, like you were saying, like if you both can do the trick,
The same trick.
but a lot of it has to do with. I remember one time we bumped into you at a restaurant one night, and I mean, I guess they knew you as the magic man, so that brought a crowd. You sat around and we started doing tricks, and the crowd comes by it itself, man.
Yeah, and that comes.
And a lot has to do with your personality, your
You have to be. If you're likable, you're gonna have more success. If people
Absolutely.
like, you're gonna have more success.
Wow.
And a lot of it comes with just experience. The more you do something, the better you
Naturally you are.
naturally you're gonna get more better, and the more comfortable you feel with an audience.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, okay, and you feel more comfortable because you have built that confidence, and that confidence comes through time and experience.
Who's your favorite audience to? Do you like performing for the kids, or do you like doing the adults?
Well, let me tell you, there's a cool story behind that. Okay, so I was pretty good, and I love close-up magic. Close-up magic. There's two genres of magic: stage and close-up.
Okay.
Close-up is stuff that we do close-up with cards and coins and things that we carry in our pockets. Stage magic is my bigger props with my birds. I use my doves, my bunny, larger props. So at that time, I put an ad in the Yellow Pages because I wanted to do close-up magic at restaurants or at weddings, quinceañeras for older people, and with cards and coins. I got really good at that close-up magic. So I put an ad in the Yellow Pages. That was before
Of course,
all
yeah.
the social media was
No idea
there.
what you're talking about.
That was your main source of, right? If you wanted to advertise, it was the Yellow
You had
Pages,
to, of
right?
course, of course.
So I put a little ad, tiny little ad. And every year, I believe that those Yellow Pages came out in the summer. And so let's say it came out in July. Well, around August, September, I start getting bites, little bites. Amazing Adrian, yes, we would like to hire you, okay. It's a kid's party for a kid that's turning 7 or whatever. Ma'am, you know what, I don't really have material for that. I do more of adult shows. Oh, okay, all right. Next call. Sir, are you available for my kids having a ma'am, here we go
It'll
again.
backfire.
Here we go again. Okay, ma'am, I only do, my material is more for adults. It's not really appropriate for kids. And we're not talking anything like
No, of course.
nasty stuff. It's just more sophisticated magic.
Yeah.
You have to know your audience. You're not gonna go play opera at a heavy metal concert or vice versa, right? It's gonna backfire. It doesn't work.
Of course.
So the next call, the same thing, and I was like,
I think I gotta learn some.
Yeah, I mean,
I had no
kids
idea
to
how
get
to
some
put-
more material.
I had no idea what a kids party entailed. I had no idea the stuff, the materials, or anything like that. And I said, you know what? I think I'm missing the mark here.
Tricks are for kids.
Right away, I said, wait a minute. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where the money was, right? I said, okay. So I started doing the research and buying things. I said, okay, well, and I started doing a few kids parties. Little by little, I started doing them. And the first 2 years was hit and miss. I tried a trick that looked good on the internet. I had no idea what it was. I said, well, let's see if this works. And some tricks, the kids will get another trick. So the first 2 years was hit and miss. And my sound system was a little boom box. I didn't even have a microphone. I was just starting out, Well, I said, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna need a good sound system and a microphone, because I would start doing shows at party halls.
Ándale.
Wow.
And there you need a microphone. And so I started investing in that. And it was an easy transition for me as far as working with the kids.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna ask you about
Yeah,
I was a teacher.
yeah.
So I already knew how to manage the kids, which I think was like 90% of the battle is learning to communicate and connect with kids.
Sure. Yeah.
So 90% of the battle was already there. I just needed the 10% of material. So I was very fortunate. I was very lucky that I already had experience with the kiddos. I was a natural with kids, you know. And little by little, I started investing money. And now the show is polished. And I would say it's a high quality show. People I over deliver. People say, "Wow, we never expected this."
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll show up to gigs, right? And you know the typical party, the typical Chicano party. All the guys are in the back drinking. The ladies are over here chismeando, and the kids are running around, right? Typical party. I start my show, right? And the kids are back there smoking, drinking, joking around, whatever. El mago, ahí está el mago. ¿Qué ole, mago? Hey, ¿qué ole, guys? Well, my intro, you know, your intro, your opening act, and your closing act, they have to be the powerful.
Boom.
It has to be powerful. I mean, my whole show is powerful, but your opening act with my birds.
You gotta grab their attention right away.
You have to you have to go for the jugular.
Yeah.
You know. And the music that I use music. It's it's powerful, upbeat energy music. That by the end of the show, the guys are moving the little kids. So
I believe that.
What I'm doing, you know?
Yeah, I believe that too. Well, we not only do I believe it, we witnessed it. My brother hired you one time for one of his kids' birthday
That was an
parties.
awesome show, yeah.
That was. I mean, you're right. The adults are in the back, and then before you know it, they're the ones more interested in the kids.
Right. And you know, I just smile to myself when I get to a gig. You know, but I do a lot of backyard shows, and I show up with my stuff, and the guys are over there. They don't even pay attention. They're too busy drinking or whatever. I do my setup, and boom, we start. They're like, when they see my floating table trick where I make a table levitate.
Yeah.
That is a showstopper right there, you know.
Wow. So
It's a good show, man.
Do you ever have anybody like wanting to, challenge you as far as like, do you have the hecklers type of thing? How do you deal with that, man?
You know what? My show
Eliminates all that.
is so dynamic
They just enjoy it.
and it's so fast paced. There's really not an opportunity for them. But the thing is with the little kids, and that's where my teacher skills come in. You have to learn how to, if you see a situation, kids are kids.
Oh yeah.
And they want to speak over you and they want to interrupt you, and I'll just say, "Excuse me, we're gonna wait for little Johnny to get quiet so I can continue the show. Little Johnny, you let us know when you're ready." And then all the other guys
Put the spotlight on them.
right away, just like that,
Gotcha.
So
But have you had any kids, like, I know you did that table, the floating table trick. Have you ever had any kids go in there and move stuff out of the way? And
No, it just doesn't
I mean, because
happen.
I know that they'll just jump and do it.
yeah, no, up
Good.
to now, never had a situation like that.
I'm not giving anybody any ideas.
No. I'm saying, I may imagine your daughter trying to be one of those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I remember one time at a party hall on the west side, there was this guy that was a little inebriated towards the back and kept interrupting, kept yelling. And the first rule as an entertainer, you ignore it first. Don't pay attention to them because you're gonna fall into their trap. And I don't remember the comment he said, or he said something, and finally I had to put my foot down because he was really ruining the show for everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, there comes a point where you do have to say something, and I did, and I addressed it. And then at the end of the show, the person that paid me, and that was the thing, that the people that hire are paying good money. I'm not cheap. I charge pretty good. He should have stepped in and said, "Hey,
Gotcha.
cálmate, calmao." Didn't say anything. And so I told him at the end, "You know what, sir? With all due respect, you're paying good money for here. The kids are here, and you allow that character to mess up the show."
Ruin it, yeah.
I said, if this was my party and that was my child's party, I would have kicked them out. I would have told them, "Hey, either you settle down or you leave."
Yeah.
End of story.
Did you call him up on stage, or what did you tell him?
I don't remember.
You can do
what
a
I
better
told
show
them.
than me. Come on.
But and I used appropriate language. I didn't go down to his level. But everybody was like, "Whoa, this guy! Look out! This guy!" You know,
Make it disappear.
I've done thousands of shows, so I know how to manage situations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank goodness that that situation is very rare. That's why it sticks out, because it was probably the only time anybody has
Yeah.
really interfered with the show.
Wow. So when did the amazing part become of it? The name itself. When was that developed? How far into your?
It was right here.
Here.
Yes.
Here as in the
Yeah,
shop.
when we got the truck done, my truck.
Oh, really?
Oh, like
the
when you
lettering
started
of my
it?
truck, the advertising said, okay, well, how can we make this flashy?
Oh, nice.
We call it the Magic Mobile, right?
The Magic Mobile.
And I think you guys were kind of starting off. It might have been
Yeah.
your first or second year.
Wow.
And I passed through here. I live right around the corner, so I knew where you guys were, right? And I said, well, how can we jazz up the truck? You know, we need to, you know, obviously put your contact information, my website. Let's make it flashy. So it was, Amazing Adrian.
Amazing Adrian.
Wow.
Yeah.
It has a nice ring to it. So I said,
kinda nice to know.
we'll go with that.
Are you still doing? Are you still teaching, or you do the magic full time?
I retired. I took a leap of
Retired,
faith,
wow.
and I retired to do this magic full time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
And you're born and raised in El Paso.
In El Paso, Thomas Manor, Riverside Middle School, Riverside High School, and then UT.
Wow.
Suave.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Well, let's see what you got, man. I hope you brought some stuff.
Well, you know, every time people know that you're a magician, right?
Of course.
People know that, and they always say like,
You probably get that all the time.
yeah, no. Well, one of the things is, number one, can you make my wife disappear?
Nah, no,
I get that. If I had a nickel,
Sure.
Well, you know, that's up to you.
if I had a nickel for everyone, I say, you know what, sir, just keep up what you're doing, and you're gonna do that trick. On
Is that- so you've already got your
Yeah, I
comebacks
have my comebacks for everything.
right on.
And then the other one is, can you turn this bill to $100 bill?
Ándale.
Can you make
There
this
you
a
go.
$100 bill? So when people say that, I say, you know what? I can't do that, but I'll try something else. I said, and I don't know if you guys carry a $2 bill in your. A lot of people think $2 bills are lucky, right? I don't know if you've heard that. And now they're hard to
of it,
find.
yeah.
So me, I had a way to develop, and let's see if we can do a little.
Zoom in on there.
We'll zoom in here. I have some $2 bills. Okay. Because I need all the luck I can get.
Okay,
right? So
yeah.
I carry
we all do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I said, okay, people keep asking me if I can turn, and I said, you know what? I can't do that. But what I can do is I can take my lucky twos and do this.
Ándale.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dang.
And turn them.
Now we're
20s.
talking.
Into 20s. Very nice.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
And why not the hundreds?
Because then you have to pay taxes to the
Oh,
IRS.
yeah.
Yeah. You know the 500 rule? After 500, you gotta pay taxes. I don't want to mess with the IRS. They'll do magic
Nice.
on me. They'll make me disappear.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good
Wow,
one.
that's
Right
nice.
on.
Wow. So when you do something like that, do
That's
you,
why I was able to retire, Carlos,
yeah.
from the
Gotcha.
schools.
Yeah,
I just do this all day.
He's got a bunch of twos,
The
turn them
thing
into
is
20s.
I can only do it with twos, and twos are becoming very scarce.
Do you get like when it comes to the reactions? I would think as a performer, that's what you thrive off the
Of
reactions.
course.
Yeah, we feed off the audience.
But as far as like Nathan was asking earlier, which do the kids give you more of a reaction? Is that the adults, the senior citizens?
Every group has its own dynamic.
It's on unique. Yeah.
Yes. I've done, it's normal for me to do 4, 5, 6, up to 6 shows on a Saturday.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, now I limit myself to 3 because it is hard. It's, I'm a one-man show. I do everything on my own.
Yeah.
I don't have a helper assistance. Loading and unloading the equipment from the truck is the hardest part. So I kind of limited it to three shows. And that's probably one of the most stressful things of what I do. The show is no problem. I can do it in my sleep now.
Yeah.
I've done it thousands of times.
Wow.
But yeah, every group is different. You can show up to a party and you can feel that there's no energy.
It'll change everything.
And
Oh, yeah.
well, you still have to be a professional,
Sure,
and you still have to deliver. But it's not the same as when you show up to another party and everybody's like, as soon as you get in, they start, when you show up and everybody starts clapping and hooting and hollering,
That's gonna be a good show.
It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah. But you can also set you can raise up the level of
can.
excitement
You
and
can.
get the party going too.
Yeah, it's amazing
But
how
that's another interesting thing. There's others that if even God himself was to come down from the heavens, the people would just be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I believe that.
you can only do so
believe
much
that.
with certain
Yeah,
groups, you know. Yeah, there's situations where I've been able to turn it around, but there's others that.
No más no.
Funeral.
Yeah, I said, and you know, that's one of the lines I use. Like I say, wow, I've been to rosaries that have been more livelier than this party.
Ouch.
Yes.
What's your schedule like now during the COVID and
Right now it's slowed down a lot, and I've been very grateful. I've done like a handful of shows, following all the rules with my mask and the social distancing and the kids over there, and you know, disinfecting everything. I've done a few, and I'm very grateful for that, because other guys that I know haven't done anything.
I think.
But that's a good question, Isaac. You know, I've been doing this full time, no breaks, for almost 15 years now. On an average, because I also do, during the week I do schools. I do a lot of school shows. On an average, 10 shows, 15 shows a week. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Jeez.
I've never taken a break.
Wow.
And every year I said, I'm gonna take some time off, because I kind of feel myself burning out. So
it's a good break for you.
But I love what I do so much that I always say I'm gonna do it, and I never have. I've never taken a break. So this kind of forced me to take a break.
Sure.
And let me tell you, the first couple of weeks with this COVID pandemic thing was driving me nuts. It was a huge adjustment, because I was used to being busy, and I never had a weekend off. Saturdays and Sundays, I always had at least one gig. At least one gig. There's never been a weekend that didn't have 0 gigs. So there I am on a Saturday with no gigs. I said, well, in a way, it's nice. It's nice to be able to sit back on a Saturday and kick back. I go, the only bad thing is everything's closed. I can't go anywhere. So-
Yeah. Gather your pets and do shows for your pets.
So
make new tricks.
it was kind of weird, you know. It was kind of weird just staying home on a weekend. I wasn't used to that, and it was driving me nuts. Now I'm more comfortable with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now that you had this little break, were you able to come up with a little bit different, or you're keeping the same show?
No. What I've done is I've gone back. I've gone back to my little warehouse that I have in my house, and I've taken out tricks that I haven't done in many years. And I said, you know what? I forgot about this one. Let's go back and review
Add it
this
to
one.
the show or something.
Let's figure out why this trick is not. How come I'm not doing it? So I started analyzing the beginning, the middle, the end, the story that goes behind the trick, your presentation. I said, maybe it's not the trick, it's the presentation that I wasn't doing correctly back in the day.
Wow.
So I go back and I've been revisiting a lot of effects that I haven't done in years. I'm like, I forgot about that. So I've been going back.
Adding it in. Yeah, right on.
Dust them off.
Yeah, dust off the old tricks.
Yeah. Now I did learn one trick, for instance, and I hope the camera can capture this. This was back in 94, 95, and I always wondered, okay, well, the rope and ring trick that I hadn't done in a while, and I said, I'm gonna try it again. So I said, well, how come I'm not doing it? So I said, well, all you need is a ring and a rope. Okay, solid, and a solid ring. And the idea is that you put the rope right there through the ring, the ends even, okay, just like this. And this was the hard part, the little twist that I couldn't get right, and a snap. Look, come on.
And that's a solid ring.
Solid ring, solid rope. And I started doing that trick, and my friends were like, we've never seen that one before, can you do it again? How come you've never done it? I said, well, you know what, it's because when I first was doing it, can you hold the ends, Carlos, right there for me? Hold the ends. Just pinch good. Got them right there, me. The camera see them?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? Don't let go in.
Okay.
The same thing, with a little twist and a snap.
Huh.
Huh?
Nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
And And so by this time, all the guys were like with their mouths open.
Yeah. Ándale, otra vez.
Calling the kids, come on, you gotta see this. This is amazing. Do it one more time. I said, look, it's a rope and a ring. And I said, you know what? Let me start over. Let me take the string off, the rope off. Okay? This time, I'm gonna do it. I won't take the ring off. I'll put it on the rope. And I will just go like this.
Right on.
Now sometimes just for fun, I'll take the ring in this hand with a snap. It goes back off just like that. But check this out. You see the rope and there's the ring, right? Watch this. It goes just like that.
Wow.
Wow. Very nice.
By this time, people are like, that's gotta be a fake ring. There's no way. I said, look, there's no way it's fake. The secret is giving it the twist.
And the snap. Wow.
Crazy.
And so when you're holding the ring here and you're holding the rope here, the only thing to do is to just throw it back on just like that.
He's gonna toss it at me. Shoot.
Wow.
Is that one of those that you carry with you all the time?
I do, but it's because there's so many things that I like to carry with me that you can only carry so much.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, let me try the hard way. The hard way is just going like this and making the magic X. Now, if you see over my fist, can you see the X that is formed?
Sure.
The crisscross, right?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, Nathan.
Yeah.
Press it right in the middle. Right there. And when you do that, watch what happens.
Oh, dang.
It never stays here, but it does stay over here on this side.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. Wow. Very cool.
And that is a solid ring.
Very nice.
Wow. So let me ask you this, man. When you do and you get the reaction that you get from people who have never seen stuff like this, what's your personal opinion about like that one magician that came out and revealed a bunch of tricks? How was that from one magician to another?
Val Valentino. He's from Brazil. He's actually a friend of mine on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Real nice guy. Half of the magic community wanted to kill him.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Half of the other magic community wanted to applaud him because he brought the
awareness
interest,
and the interest.
the interest in magic. He revived the interest in magic again, and he didn't hurt me in any way, because what he does and I do are totally different. We don't do the same kind of tricks.
Yeah, so illusions and magic.
And
right?
even if you do, people don't mind. Even if they have an idea, people know it's a trick. They know that you cannot separate a person in 3 parts. You cannot cut somebody. They know it's a trick. But even if you know how the trick is done, people still want to see it.
Of course.
In person, live. Even if they know how it works.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We know that a puppet show. We know that there's somebody manipulating the puppets. It's still entertaining.
Don't tell Carlos that you're gonna break his heart.
I'm sorry.
No Tooth Fairy either? No, I think you're right. I was just curious about that because I know, like you said, everything I read was like everybody hated this guy. But then there was some people that were like, yeah, it's good that people get to know.
It wasn't good.
Well,
like people were clapping for him and they were throwing roses and giving him money for exposing the secrets. But they were like, guys,
it didn't affect it.
It's still a trick at the end of the day.
Now with YouTube, anybody that wants to know any secret, most of them, 90% of I've learned stuff on YouTube. I said, hey, did you hate going back to the masked magician?
Sure.
Val Valentino. On the last episode, he took off the mask, right?
I remember that, yeah.
Okay. And so he got death threats and all that.
Wow.
But no,
crazy. Yeah.
People would say, "What do you think about him? Do you have?" I go, "No, you know what? He did me a favor. I learned stuff from him. I learned a couple of tricks from him."
Gotcha. Wow.
Do you do? I know you have. It's a magic show. Do you mess with illusion stuff at all?
Well, the thing with the illusion, that people are like, "Hey, magic, illusion, magic."
Yeah.
What's the difference? A lot of people, the lay audience, I don't know what they're thinking. It's that magic is magic.
Okay.
It's just an illusion is usually done with bigger props.
Okay.
Like the cutting somebody in half,
Mirrors and all
appearing
that.
an
mirrors and
elephant,
stuff.
making the Statue of Liberty disappear, walking on water. Those are illusions. Okay. That's what typically. It's still magic. It's magic.
Yeah.
But that's the difference.
Bigger
Okay.
scale.
It's a bigger scale.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Right on.
Yeah.
So as you've done your career of magic, where has it taken you? I mean, you said you traveled a lot. Have you traveled outside the U.S. because of your magic, or?
Yeah. One of the epicenter of magic is in Hollywood, California.
Yes.
It's called the Magic Castle. Right there off of Sunset Boulevard in Franklin. And that's like every magician's dream is to perform there. Every magician's dream, because they pay for your hotel, they pay for your meals. They don't necessarily get paid money, the performers. And so it's a very prestigious thing to put on your resume.
Sure.
Yeah.
That you performed at the Magic Castle, because you have to be somebody. They don't just let anybody off the street come and do magic. You have to be somebody.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have performed there?
Well, let me tell you what happened.
Sorry, just getting a little excited.
I belong to a group. It was an internet group called the Genie, the California Genie, or something like that. It was a club, internet club, and they would send you a newsletter every month with tricks and anything of interest to magicians. Right? You belong to this club. You paid like $20 a month or whatever. And one time they were going to have a face-to-face meeting there at the Magic Castle. And to go into the Magic Castle, you can't just say, "Oh, I want to go see the magicians today."
Wow. Okay.
You have to be a member. And the memberships aren't cheap. They're like $3,000 a year. You can take a guest. They have a restaurant. You have to pay for that. So it's a very prestigious club. If you do a lot of entertaining and you want to take friends there, that's a good thing to go entertain people. You know, you take people there.
Good night out in the
It's
town.
a great night out. It's
imagine.
a night you'll never forget. And so I said, wow, they're going to have this face-to-face meeting there at the Magic Castle in the morning, because at night, of course, they used it for the shows. But during the day, they were going to have a little camp, a little magic camp. Saturday morning. I have a cousin that lives in Santa Monica. I said, cousin, let me stay with you. I would always stay with him. We're gonna go and there's gonna be a magic camp there at the Magic Castle. Yeah, primo, come on down. Stay with me. I'll take you. I'll pick you up when it's done. Okay. So he took me. And oh man, I got to see some of these guys. I was kind of new to magic, so some of the guys I didn't know, but other guys I recognized. I've studied their books, their videos. And I was like, wow, that's so and so. I was like, wow. I started taking pictures of them. So during the day, we had our camp. We broke for lunch. We came back for the afternoon session. And Ron Wilson, one of the presidents of the club, said, you're from El Paso. You come all the way from El Paso? Yes, sir. Wow.
Let's see what you got.
So what do you do? What do you gotta go close up? Back then I wasn't doing kids parties, it was all close up. This was in 94, 95. I always have my cards with me. It's like, do a trick. Let me see if I can do the one. This is the one that floored me. I said, okay.
Uh-oh.
So,
Pull out your money.
Gather around.
people always, by the way, I get tired of that. I get tired of people asking me, hey, so you're a good hustler in Vegas? How can you go to Vegas? Since you're so good with it. I go, oh my God, here we go again.
Yeah.
But I have to put myself on their side. They don't know that I've been asked that a million times.
Yeah.
And they don't know, these people have never maybe been to Vegas. First of all, I'm not like that. I'm not a swindler. I would never use this to make money off of people. But they're in Vegas. There's cameras all over. You can't even touch the cards.
Yeah.
It's very hard to cheat. So, anyway, so we're there at the Magic Castle. Do me a favor. You go and take out a card. This is what I did. I'm going to do it exactly the way I did it. Okay, so you are Mr. Ron Wilson. They're at the Magic Castle. It's about 2 in the afternoon, and I ask you, go ahead, Mr. Ron, pick out a card.
Any card.
Okay, yeah, pick up, remember it, any one you want, they're all good.
Okay, look at it.
Look at it, you could show it to the
Show the
camera.
camera.
Great.
Okay.
Got it? We
Got
can
it.
just- Now, whatever you do, don't forget the name of the card. That's one of the worst things in Magic. Somebody picks a card at the end, they forget
forget it.
what their card was.
¿Cuál era? ¿Cuál era?
So for now I even asked, you know the name of the card? Yeah, okay. So we took the cards back and I put it back in the case. I said, Mr. Wilson, concentrate on your card. Concentrate on your card. And he said, watch this. Something really cool is gonna happen. I gave it a snap and I gave it a wave.
Oh boy.
And one card started coming out. And he's like, wow, that's amazing. And I said, Mr. Wilson, do you remember the name of your card? Yeah. And I said, what was it? I said, what was it?
It was Ace of Diamonds.
The Ace of... Oh, I missed it by one. Imagine if it had been your card. And he was like, wow, that
Wait,
was...
it was a ace.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, that was amazing. That was pretty good. So I said, okay. I said, let's look for the Ace of Diamonds. And we were like, I was like, you know what? I don't think the Ace of Diamonds is there. Said,
It doesn't
"No."
exist.
Why? And I said, well, look through the cards. And I told them, look for them. Go ahead. Look for your card, the Ace of Diamonds.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Spread them all out.
Hey, there's an Ace of Hearts. Okay. Nope, I don't think so.
Nota.
I said, no, because the Ace of Diamonds is the card that I always keep.
Ándale.
Wow. Awesome.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. So that one got him.
Yeah. So going back to the Magic Castle, he says, you know what? One of our magicians called in sick. We can't pay you.
Called in sick. Wow.
He called in sick. He's very sick. Something happened. He called in sick. Would you mind doing the close-up? Because they have different rooms. Some are close-up and some are stage. The Magic Castle is an old mansion.
That was your big break.
Yeah, and he said, you know what? If you can do that, do a few tricks. That'd be great. We cannot pay you, but we can feed you, and you can have drinks.
No, we're talking Magic Castle here again, right?
The Magic Castle. So I said, oh, man, I would pay to perform it. So I said,
Right on, man.
So I said, okay. And I said, okay. Be here at 8. Wear something nice. And then see me, I'll be waiting for you. And yeah, we got there.
Wow.
And I always carry my cards and my coins. And yeah, I performed there. that
Very
day.
cool.
Right on. Right on.
You've been there, Carlos? You
No,
where it
I
is?
know exactly where it's
You know
at. I used to live in
what I'm
California. Yeah, so wow. Very cool. That's awesome. You should have seen your face. You'd have seen his face when he thought it was you messed up.
Well, I was like, well, I thought it was an ace. I thought
Yeah,
I
the
saw
same
an ace.
look when I found out that magic that was
The puppets.
The puppets, yeah, same look. That's good. So what's the future plans for Amazing Adrian?
Hopefully, once this is over, hopefully the
You can't make it disappear, the
I
COVID number?
wish. But hopefully, once this gets, I don't think it's ever going to go away. But it's going to be controlled.
Yeah.
Once it's under control, then we can go back and just pick up.
Resume.
Pick
Yeah.
up where we left,
Keep-
you know,
pick up
start
where- keep
pick
on
up,
going.
start doing the birthday parties. That's the bulk of my business, the birthday parties.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Where can they get a hold of you if
Yes.
they want to do a magic show for their kids or
I have-
what do you do? Divorce parties? You do all that stuff?
All of the
Birthday
above.
parties, party halls, all that.
Yeah, basically, you know, that's one of the advantages that I have over other local magicians. Some of them only do kids parties. Some of them only like to do. They want nothing to do with kids. Kids are tough. Kids are brutal. Or some only focus on adults. And so I have the advantage that
You
I'm
can do
very
both.
versatile. I can do a show for a daycare in the morning and then go do a bar for a bunch of drunks at night. You know.
Do you have like an adult show?
Yeah, we have. There's times where people will say, "Hey, you know what? It's gonna
Let
be
it-
all
let it
adults, all adults," and then I'll take my material geared more for adults.
Ándale.
But if they want to get a hold of me, I have my own website. It's AmazingAdrian.com.
Perfect.
AmazingAdrian.com.
Simple.
And,
We
and
were
then
checking it out yesterday. It's a
Yeah.
very, very good website. Yeah.
The
Very
website
nice.
is pretty cool. There's some videos there, and the website, when we first started the website, it was a powerful investment. That's where the internet. That's when the yellow pages were transitioning.
Yeah.
Everything was going digital. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, well, we gotta come up with a website, right? And I said, the website is a powerful tool. Sometimes people have never heard of you. They don't know who you are. And they just want to be reassured. They want to see
Sure.
at least what you
Is
look
it
like.
legit or not?
It's almost like a job resume.
Yeah,
almost.
I mean, you're
portfolio.
yeah, you're coming into someone's home that they don't know. You're working with their kids. They want to make sure it's somebody presentable, somebody professional.
So you have the Adrian, AmazingAdrian.com. Do you have YouTube, Instagram, anything, Facebook?
I have my Facebook. It's Adrian's Magic Shows on Facebook. And a lot of my advertising is really word of mouth.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
of course.
Yeah. You know, advertising is not cheap. It's an investment. Advertising, as you guys know, you're in
Yeah.
that business. You
Of
know what
course,
I'm talking
yeah.
about. But it is a powerful event. At first, when you're starting off and nobody knows you, a lot of your profits go into advertising. You have to get your word out. You got to get the word out.
Sure.
There was times where during my free time, I didn't have anything to do. I'd go to parking lots, to businesses, and put my cards
Dale.
on people's cars. And I got run out of a few places. Hey, sir, you can't. One time we were at the outlet mall, had just opened over on the west side. Oh, me putting in my nice cards on all the cards. And I was almost done doing the whole lot. And all of a sudden, the
Security guard.
the security guard comes up to me and he says, "Hey, man, sorry, you can't be doing that, bro." I said, "Well, bro, I'm sorry. I didn't
That's
know.
when you
By
pull
then
out-
I knew that you couldn't do that, right? I was still doing it."
Pulled out a trick for him.
So he said, "Well, you have two choices, sir." I said, "Well, what are they? Either you remove them or I remove them." I go, "You be my guest, but it looks like you need the exercise."
Ándale.
I thought you were gonna
Just
pull out
a, yeah, he's just a little trick for it.
I knew he wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't gonna do it. No, there was too many cars out there. It was hot. I knew he was. I said, "No, go ahead,
No,
sir.
you go right ahead.
It looks
You
like
go
you could
ahead.
use the exercise.
I
I'm outta here."
already walked.
But yeah, I already did my part. I'm out of here. I got in my car and I took
You made
off.
him do the magic.
Yeah. So at first, that's what I was doing. At one time, I was even going to when the tierras up here in Zaragoza were first coming up, the new homes. I would go there and started putting cards on people's doors. But that got old real quick. You can't compare the distance between cars at a parking lot
Yeah.
with the distance of homes. No, after a few blocks,
tired.
no, you know what? This is not it.
Yeah, hopefully they call. Wow.
So anyway, what I was trying to say, after a while, the advertising budget, I was out like in 4 or 5 magazines here in town, and I was getting a lot of calls. Little by little, we dropped one, we dropped the other one, we dropped the other one. Now I'm only in one, the first one that I started off with, and now I have such a good following here in Juarez, Las Cruces,
Nice.
that I'm pretty well established.
Yeah,
Good.
for sure.
And then you have social media, which
And my
doesn't
social
cost
media, if you Google me, if you say you want a magician, you put El Paso magicians, I'm the
Sus.
first listing
Yeah.
that comes out. So I don't have to be doing the cars anymore.
Yeah, you already did all the hard
And then
labor.
I always make it a point, I have this little trick that I do at parties, right? So it doesn't sound so obvious, that, I did towards the end of the show, I'll be like, I believe, who was it? Somebody asked me if I had cards, my business cards. No, actually nobody had asked me.
Yeah.
But I just come out, who was it so now I created, in a subtle way, that I do have my business cards. Right?
Just
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then we start passing out cards.
There you guys are.
Pick a card, any
I don't
card.
want to be too in your face. Here's my
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
Do that. They'll say, who was
Yeah,
it?
there was somebody that was around here that was
for business
asking.
card? Nobody had asked me for a card.
I got you, yeah. Hey man, well thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for having
us. That was awesome.
I hope everything picks up and hopefully be
Yeah,
get back
and
to
I'm glad
doing
we're doing
15
this.
shows a week.
I'm glad I'm doing this because, in all honesty, I always keep you and everybody else that's associated with what might make my business to where it is now. From here to here now, and you guys were part of it. You guys helped me out. You guys did my lettering on my truck. You guys have done signs for me and stuff. So you guys have been part of my success, and I appreciate that.
Awesome.
And
well, thanks for being a good customer of ours.
Yeah.
15 years.
Appreciate it, yeah.
How long have you guys been here?
15 years.
Yeah, that's for starting.
We're on our 16th year. We just completed our 15th year, man. So
Congratulations,
Thank
you
you.
guys are doing
Thank
an
you.
outstanding job.
appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks again, you guys. If you guys want a good,
Amazing Adrian.
a good show, a good,
AmazingAdrian.com.
amazing show, give them a call, man. It's a great time. Great time.
Thanks once again, Mr. Amazing Adrian here. We are the SignBroCast. We're all up in your business. Make sure to subscribe on the link below. Thank you for our sponsor for sponsoring the show, and we are signing off.
SignBros is the place where we make you sign.